Hello, darlings, and a warm welcome to Monday Night Live. But not the not the Monday that you might. What's that doing up there? That shouldn't be up there. That should be in the fridge. Silly thing. Not the Monday you've been used to, but then it's very much not a normal Monday. All will be explained, darlings, if I stay awake long enough to explain them. So, good evening. Hope you're well. Hope you've had a great day. And let's just dive into the chat tonight, I think. Jimmy Mighty Quinn is first cab off the rank. Emma is here. Good evening, Boggs. And hello, Boaty. Long time no see. Ask Boaty about the roller coaster and the monorail. No need to ask. I'll tell you all about them. Peter P is here. Stratospherian. Andrew Buttigieg, Ivor Spotty Butty, of course. Matron is here, evening all. Hope everyone's feeling as bouncy as I am right now, for no precise reason, apart from being alive and appreciating the small details. That's a nice thing to do, Matron. Andrew says, I typed pottering harness into Google yesterday for a look-see. Lots of safety harnesses for high-risk work and 2 video recommendations. Can you guess what they were? Oh, well, I'm going to guess they're both mine. I would guess that one would be a short, and the other would be, I'm not sure about the other one. One would be a short, and the other one would be, I don't know. Can't guess the other one. Alan Simpson's here, evening, boys and girls. Spartan's back with us. Good evening, my good sir. Just thought you'd like a quick update on my current situation regarding the old ball and chain. I would. After discovering the missing 120 British pounds from her purse and the rather fetching Rover flame red knickers from my lady friend, I have since henceforth been forced to sleep in her sister's shed. Oh dear. I'm trying not to be too down in the dumps about it, Boaty. But you know what they say, every cloud and all that. The wife's sister has already invited me up to the house for dinner and is always game. Wish me luck. Many kind regards, David Esquire. God, I love that. Oh, I love that. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Neil is with us. Says hello all. How are we tonight? The Casbah are here. Both of them. Those guys from SETI Alpha 5. I'm gonna have a slurp of wine, darlings. I need it. What a day! What a day! I'm beyond knackered. Now, listen, it's not going to be a late one tonight. I was all right. I was all right until about 10 minutes after I got home, and then boom, it just hit me. I'm struggling to keep my eyes open. So it's not going to be a late one, darlings. You're going to have to bear with us for the beginning part of this week. We're looking forward to our days out, and we don't want late nights to spoil them. So I'm going to be a sensible boy. I'll be with you until midnight. 10 seconds past midnight, I'm buggering off. I'm going to get a bit of supper, and I'm just going to go to bed. It's the only sensible thing to do. Set an alarm for tomorrow morning. Hopefully, it should be a lot of fun. Oh. Mark Passad is with us. A very good evening to you. The lovely Tricia is here. Hi, Boaty and all in chat. Holly, lovely Holly is with us right from the beginning. Hello, Boaty. Please can we have the introductory music tomorrow? I will see what I can do, Holly. Ah. Too many people here, says Ken Jody. We can never have too many people. Not here in this wonderful little community space. Too many people is not enough. Uh, not a good idea to talk politics, says Skick, but this Starmer is making a right balls of things. Do you think so? What do you think he's making a balls of specifically? Oh, and yeah, hello, says the Ken Jody. Oh, dear. Good evening, says Tracy P. Has there been a change of plans? No, not really. Well, there was, I suppose. I love a good roller coaster. There's a few at Silver Dollar City, says either Karen or Barry, or possibly both of them. Sophie is with us as well. That's lovely. I love a good roller coaster too. I'm a sucker for a good roller coaster. And today's roller coaster was rather surprising, darlings. I'll come on to that in a minute. Oh, Sherry's here. Got to be me. Cheers. Oh, cheers to you. Cheers to you. You live in a sheltered life, says Neil. If you think two results come up for Podry harnesses and they're your videos. Oh, there were. Oh, right. We get the answer from Andrew. I was right. Good evening.
Good evening, sir.
Mr. Parry, how the devil are you?
Not too bad. How's your day been with Emma and that?
Oh, it's been good fun. I'm knackered, though. I'm beyond knackered.
What? How did little man get back on? How did he find his journey back?
He found it lengthy and slightly boring.
How long did it take you to get back?
Oh God. Hang on, let's work it out. So we got there at about 3.5 to 4 hours.
Bloody hell.
Yeah, it's a fair old journey. There were two options. Now, the quickest option in terms of time was 211 miles. But then the shortest option, which was 12 minutes longer, was only 161 miles. So I thought, balls to it, I'll take the extra 12 minutes and do 50 miles less, save a bit in fuel. But it's a long old journey. And if you go that way, there are no fast roads. So it wasn't too bad on the way home. On the way down, it was a nightmare because you're just stuck behind an HGV and you're just crawling along. The journey down was interminable. It was doing my head in.
What time did you set off this morning?
Or
this afternoon?
Just before 11.
Oh, it wasn't too bad. So you got there about 1 o'clock, did you?
About 3:30.
That's not too bad.
It was a nightmare trip on the way down. Yeah, about 4.
How was the fair thing you were going on? Where you going on the ride or something?
Yeah, we went on the pleasure beach. It's obviously I've never been to Great Yarmouth before, but it's really good. It's a really good place. Proper big old seaside resort with a big old pleasure beach. It was great.
I've seen bits of it on Walk with Tim.
Oh yeah. He did it, didn't he? He walked up the roller coaster.
He does it with his daughter and his son and his wife.
I mean, we didn't have time to really look around, so we just parked up. I took my trousers and pants down and bent over when I saw how much the parking was.
How much did your parking cost you?
£5.90.
Bloody hell.
Yeah. And then we just went into the pleasure beach. And first thing we went on was the roller coaster. And Little Lemon went on it as well.
And how did he find it? Did he enjoy it, did he?
No. No. Well, this is the thing, right? Now, this roller coaster was built in 1932. I wanted to go on it because it's one of the only 7 remaining scenic railways, as they were called, in the world. And it's almost unique in that it's got a brakeman sitting on the train. Now, I've been on what I think is the only other roller coaster with a brakeman, which is the Montano Suiza at San Sebastian. So I wanted to do this one as well, as I think they're the only 2 left in the world. Now, the Montano Suiza in San Sebastian, it barely qualifies as a roller coaster. It's more, you know, in this day and age, it would be
Yeah.
more like a little kid's ride. So I assumed that this was going to be the same. And I'm saying, oh, of course, Little Lemon, he'll be fine on there. Of course he will. He'll be fine. I'm thinking it's all nice and gentle. Bloody hell.
Fast as hell.
Jesus Christ. Well, we're going up the lift hill, and I'm looking up the lift hill, and I'm thinking, this is not what I was expecting. That is a big old lift hill. And I said to Emma, I said, hang on, this is quite big. And she said, oh, yeah, wait till you get to the second drop. And we were sitting right at the very back, so you get the full whiplash effect. And we hit the first drop, and we got lashed round it because we were right at the back. And I just went, I may have said a bad word. And I just said, bloody hell, I wasn't expecting that. Oh my God. And Emma sort of said, wait until the next one. And yeah, the second drop is a big old drop. So I would never have encouraged Little Lemon to go on if I'd known it had been like that. He was all right. He was all right.
Did he get a teddy bear or anything while he was there?
No.
Because usually cost you a fortune winning a teddy bear when you were with the kids.
Yeah, sod that. We didn't go on anything like that. We had a bit of food. First thing we did was we had a bit of food. That's right. Then we did the roller coaster, and then Little Lemon went on some gentler rides. So he didn't enjoy the roller coaster, but he was very brave and he didn't cry or scream or anything like that.
Good, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, start him early. That's what I say.
Is he in bed now, is he?
I don't know, mate. They're not here. That was the change of plan. We decided that it was going to be unfair on the kid to just expect him to be okay and be comfortable in some strange geezer's house that he's never met before, you know. So we thought, okay, well, for the first time, they'll stay in a hotel just in case there are any issues with Little Lemon or he doesn't
down the road, are
they? They're down in the middle of Chesterfield.
Oh, that's all right, isn't it?
In a hotel that I didn't even know existed. It's the old Co-op department store. It's now a Premier Inn right in the middle of Chesterfield.
That's good, isn't it?
So that's cool. That's cool. He and I can get to know each other a bit over the next couple of days. And
when he comes to yours, he'll enjoy the animals, as kids do anyway.
Yeah, he can wander over and have a look at the sheep and go and see the cows and the horses and whatnot. So yeah.
He'll be your best mate. Because by the looks of it, he loves cars anyway.
Yeah.
Because that's a laugh. He was taking over their channel when she was at the car shows. He's funny.
Well, we had a bit of a bonding moment. Oh God, I don't know what I've done. You have to be careful, don't you? He was getting a little bit fractious when we've been going like 3 hours. Quite understandable. He's never had a car journey like that before, and he was just he's a splendid little chap, and he wasn't behaving badly or having tantrums or anything like that. Nothing like that at all. He's a lovely little fellow. But he was just starting to get a little bit fractious. And so to kind of distract him, I started doing the Great Cornholio and I need tippy for my bunghole. Well, of course, he's cutting right onto that, hasn't he? So all of the rest of the journey, all he was saying, my bunghole. Yeah, I end
up putting kids songs on to keep them quiet.
You know, I thought about that. I've got a CD that Jess used to love. And I thought, I should have taken that. I might take it with me tomorrow. Only because I love it, really. It's got the wheels on the bus go round and round. I love that one. I know all the words and everything. I can do the actions.
That's good, isn't it?
So, yeah, I think Little Lemon would have gone into the hotel, strode straight up to reception and said, I am the Great Cornholio. I need tippy for my bunghole.
The travel thing, did he?
Hey?
The travel thing for him to sleep in, or was just sleeping him on the single beds?
I haven't got a clue, mate. I'll let him do it. I didn't go in there. I just booted them out outside the door. And
okay, do one, straight on your way home.
Yeah, buggered off home. I wanted a glass of wine and some curry.
Anyway, sir, have a good evening.
Thank you very much.
Did you see the picture of me roasting I sent you?
Yeah, I did. I mentioned it on last night's live.
Because there's a caravan didn't have much coverage.
Oh, okay, mate. Well, it looked excellent. No ketchup in sight.
It wasn't deer either, to be honest.
It was what?
It wasn't deer. I was at the caravan, and my dad goes, "Oh, we'll go to the place we usually go to in Bala." And we went there. The place was shut. We went to this other place. Got me roast there. It was $9.99, and the desserts were $5. So we went to the to pay for ours. And the guy goes, "Is your mum and dad? They're over this. What's the name on here?" So we got 2 free desserts for mum and dad, and you had to pay for mine.
Brilliant.
So it was brilliant.
And I stuck a picture of mine in the Facebook group so you could see it.
Yeah, it looked nice as well, seeing that as well.
Yeah. Yeah, I enjoyed that actually.
And today I had steak for me dinner.
Oh, God almighty. I want your life.
Famous stuff.
I want your life where you can have steak on a Monday. My God. I haven't had steak forever. And it looks like you had beef yesterday. Was it beef or pork?
Beef and pork.
Oh, both. Oh, there we are. There we are. Well, you know how to live. I'll give you that.
I don't usually go to caravan and stop on the Sunday. That's why I usually come back on the Sunday.
Okay. Okay. And where was the caravan again?
Yeah, by on the way to not far from Bala.
Oh, that's right. God, what a beautiful place. Oh, you're lucky, sod.
Anyway, sir, have a good evening, sir.
You too, buddy. Nice to hear from you.
All right.
Ta-da.
Good wanker, sir.
Thank you. Catch you later.
All right. Good night, sir.
Bye-bye. Ah, the lovely Mr. Parry. Now then, back to... Right, Andrew was telling us which the videos were. Both were the lunch video. One was the short and the other one was the full video. There you go. Fame at last. I am the UK home of the pottering harness. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Casbar says, I've had to visit a behavioural unit today. Psycho ward, quite an experience. It is for a short period, about 6 months, I worked in a psychiatric intensive care unit. Quite an eye-opener. Quite an eye-opener. Oh, dear. I can't read that one out. Oh, they let you out then, says Peter P. Oh, he's on form tonight. He's on form tonight. That was very Roy Orbison there. I was all right for a while. I could smile for a while. You're going to set an alarm to get up in the AM, says Neil. This is all going to come as a shock to you. It will. It will. I'm looking forward to tomorrow. I am looking forward to tomorrow. Neil says, fingers crossed I can get on the pleasure beach this year again before it shuts. That's as long as my wounds have healed before then. Indeed. Indeed. What's that mention of flowers? Hold on a minute. Oh, Emma says, to be honest, Little Lemon was far better on the drive home than I expected. He was grand. He was grand. That's my pilchard makes any trip a joy, says Peter P. Yeah, he didn't get the pleasures of that's my pilchard. Go ahead and play Bruce's song, says Caspar. Anything is better than the nut jobs I've had to tolerate today. Seriously, obviously I don't know what it was like, but when I worked on the PQ on the psych intensive care ward, it was I've spoken about this before, and I found it was like a roller coaster of emotions, really. It was frightening. It was frightening at times. I had to sit doing a one-to-one restraint with a guy who'd been on a stabbing rampage, and he was telling me very lucidly and very believably exactly how he could find out where I lived and exactly how he would come in the middle of the night and stab me and my wife and my children. That sort of thing is a bit is a bit discombobulating. I found it frequently. I found it incredibly upsetting. Incredibly upsetting. The Oh God, youngsters, teenagers on suicide watch. Um, it was, oh God, it was awful. And the weirdest experience, I think I've told you about this before. Um, there were different levels of patient. Some of them had to be within visual sight at all times. Others had to be within restraint range at all times. And I had a restraint range patient who was on hunger strike, um, and he'd done it so successfully that he was dying. He was down on the main ward in a coma and literally dying. But according to the paperwork, he was still on restraint range. So I had to sit within restraint range uh, for an entire, I think it was a 10-hour shift, just sitting next to this poor bastard who had literally starved himself to death. He didn't die on my shift. He died on the next one. But the thing I found most disgusting, and this might be of interest to you, Karen and Barry, and this was the reason I had to leave. Quite a lot of the people who worked on Piku were police officers who'd taken early retirement, and they were all male, so police men, and they'd taken early retirement, and not all of them, but quite a few of them were dodgy, just really dodgy. And one of them was particularly pervy, and he would force female patients to get undressed in front of him. He would he just did some really awful stuff, and effectively a blind eye was turned to all of this, and I couldn't deal with that. So that was the reason why I left, because I wasn't prepared to stand by and turn a blind eye to this sort of thing. And on my last day, there'd been a few snide comments about this, that, and the other, because I wasn't considered to be one of the boys because I didn't play along, and I made it perfectly clear that that I found that kind of behaviour abhorrent, and so on and so on and so on. And you know what blokes are like anyway, and certainly these bunch of coppers were like. There were a lot of snide comments and stuff, mainly coming from the most pervy one. So on my last day, when we were on the same shift, I waited for him on the car park afterwards, and I gave him a right good hiding. Didn't care what happened. Didn't care what happened to me. I didn't think he'd report it. And, it was my last day on the job anyway, so. And I'll tell you what, I'm no fan of violence, but I bloody well enjoyed that. Right, let's get back to your comments. Hey, Emma, says Neil. Steve Colgate is with us. Hello, Steve. Hello, Emma. Glad he's enjoyed himself. When we do the next meetup, I'll take him out for a drive in one of my cars. He should enjoy the power. What, in your Dolomite? Okay. The L series is going to have a bit of poke. I'll give you that. Oh, and apparently Skick is of the opinion that Mr. Starmer is hammering the pensioners. He's not hammering all the pensioners. He's removing the winter fuel payment for those who don't need it. I don't see why anybody would be upset over that. when there are people in genuine need in the country, why would anybody be upset about taking the winter fuel payment away from pensioners who are rich and don't need the money? Don't get that. And hammering the number 3 dividing the country. Don't know what that is. Emma says we played I Spy and did the Great Cornholio. We did. I need TP for my bunghole. You know, bloody amazing. Kids, what are they like, eh? You know, you try and teach them one particular word or something, and or you'll try and teach them what the letter F means. You know, you try and teach them something, it goes in one ear and out the other. You say one word that just, you know, without thinking about it, and that goes in one ear and straight down to their soul, and they never forget it. I only said the word bunghole once, and that was it. He didn't shut up for the rest of the trip. I can see your bunghole. Hopefully he'll have forgotten about it tomorrow, although it would actually be more fun if he didn't. And he couldn't remember my name. He could never remember my name until we told him my name was the Great Cornholio, and then suddenly he remembered it. Oh dear. Diddly-doo. Neil says, next year, Emma, we'll plan a trip to the pleasure beach at Blackpool. Me and Little Lemon, Sophie and Boaty, and we'll do a weekend of it. I didn't. Who did? Who shouted that? I did not. Okay, I did almost say the F word when I was talking about Sean. Oh, sorry, on the roller coaster. Oh, yeah, I might have. Yes, yeah, on the roller coaster, I might have. And his legs were too long to fit in. Yeah, I couldn't fit in the bloody roller coaster. I couldn't. The nice young lady said, try crossing your legs. You might find. I'm trying to fold my legs into this little confined bloody roll, and I tell you what. Didn't half give my knees a bloody clout when we went down the big drops. It was brilliant, though. I really enjoyed it. I went on again on my own because I bought 10 of these credit things, and it was 5 credits per go. And I didn't go on any of the little rides with Emma and with Little Lemon. So I used my other 5 credits to go on the roller coaster again on my own. It was good fun. I'm glad I've ticked that box. And tomorrow is just going to be non-stop fun and rides all day long. I cannot wait. Please God, I wake up in the morning in time. I'm planning to set the alarm nice and early because ideally I would like to be up early enough to have a bit of breakfast before I go out. Now, Emma and Little Lemon, they'll be up nice and early. They'll get welded into a Premier in breakfast. Of course they will. But I'd like to be up early enough to make something at home because I love Gulliver's. It's one of my favourite places in the world. But unless things have changed, the food is crap. So I'm hoping to have a decent breakfast. So I'm not going to be relying on lunch. But you know me, I'll probably wake up 3 minutes before I need to be out of the door. A good ride then, it was. It was a good ride indeed. Oh, God. Oh, and now we're all planning a trip to Blackpool, apparently. Boaty, grow a beard for Christmas. Oh, dear. Oh, community snap with Mr. Stephen Paddy from Matron. Matron also had steak. What is it? How come all of you lot are rich enough to be having steak left, right, and centre? What am I doing wrong in life? I haven't had a steak for weeks and weeks. Although to be fair, I have driven to Great Yarmouth today and used an entire tank of fuel just to ride on just to ride on one bloody roller coaster. So maybe if I didn't do stuff like that, maybe then I could afford steak. Oh, it's only cost about 70 quid in fuel. No, it hasn't actually. I was in JJ, so it wouldn't have cost 70 quid, would it? Would have cost 150 quid in bloody Stigba. Oh dear. I had to watch the video again, says Andrew, regarding the pottering harness. Boaty nearly fucked me up. I nearly passed out with laughter. It was, yeah, that was my absolute favourite moment with mustard. I've said it before. My two favourite MMs or mustard moments, that was the one. And that was, if you've not watched the video for a while or not watched it at all, we were here, Mustard was here, having lunch at my house. Here at Windy Bum. And yeah, and the pottering harness, just, I've never put those two words together in my life before. And it was just one of those moments where it just came out of nowhere, came out of the blue. And it was utterly, utterly hilarious. I loved that moment. That my absolute favorite moment. And my second favorite would be the do moles create potholes when we were heading to the Milkston Road for lunch. It's a great shame. This is why Mustard takes the mick out of me for always leaving the camera running. But the reason that I started leaving the camera running all the time when I was with Mustard was some of the funniest bits that we've ever come out with, not recorded because the camera wasn't on. And when I'm with Mustard, we don't do stuff necessarily. We don't do stuff for the camera. We just, well, anybody who's been around us when we're together will tell you. We just have the crack all the time. And the really funny stuff that's never planned could come at any time. And if you've not got a camera running, you miss it. Excuse me. I mean, imagine if I'd missed that pottering harness bit. That would have been, that would have been a bit of absolute gold that would never have been heard again. And I could have told you about it, but it would never have been as funny the next time. And the pottering harness is going to live forever now, isn't it? I love the fact that it keeps coming up, and eagle-eyed viewers will notice that on my video of last Monday, a week ago, at the yard, obviously the pottering harness came up when we were driving to Hebden Bridge, and I had to reference that, didn't I? So in the thumbnail of that Monday's video, then amongst me and Emma and Matron and Mustard, there's a dog with a rather shocked expression on his face, and that was my homage to the good old pottering harness. Oh dear. I would love it. I haven't been to Blackpool for a long time, and it's about time I went back. So whenever you plan to go to Blackpool, then just count me in. I'd even have, if I could afford it, I'd even have a day off work if I needed to. I would love to go back to Blackpool, especially having ridden that roller coaster today. First time I've been on a roller coaster for ages. And now I've properly got the bug back. I want to go around all of them. And it won't happen this year, probably. Or will it? I was going to say it won't happen this year. But I've said that now. And I would like it to happen this year. We were talking in the car, myself and the M11, and Little Lemon, of course. And I was saying that how surprised I'd been by the roller coaster, how much I enjoyed it. It's a proper, really good wooden roller coaster. If you're anywhere near there, or make an effort to go to it. It's excellent. But I was saying that it's akin to the Grand National. So, and I'd love to go back to Blackpool so that the Grand National is the one. That's, as far as I'm concerned, that's what you go to Blackpool for. I know there's the big one and all of the other roller coasters, and there are newer ones there now that I won't have been on yet. But for me, Blackpool is all about the Grand National. But my favourite wooden roller coaster in the UK is actually, it's called Megaphobia, and it's at the only theme park in Wales, which is Oakwood Park in southwest Wales. And I was about to say that next year, it can't happen this year, but next year I must make that happen. But I wonder, could I squeeze it into this year? Probably not. It's probably going to have to be a next year thing. God, it'd be tricky to squeeze in. I'd have to do it on a Monday. I wonder when they shut. I wonder when Oakwood Park shut. It'd have to be on a Monday, and I would have to. Oh God, it would be really difficult because it's a long way to Oakwood Park. I mean, it would have to be an overnight, but ideally it would need to be 2 nights, and of course, I never get 2 nights. Yeah, that might have to be a next year more money thing, but there we are. There we are. I love all people, says Caspar. I have no ill will towards anyone, but I'm glad I live. God. Yeah. Only Caspar could have come out with this. I love all people. I have no ill will towards anyone, but I'm glad I live in a country where I'm allowed to own a gun. Jesus Christ. Mr. Stephen Paddy says, I hope you and the little man enjoyed the hotel. Nice to see you in chat, and it seems you and Jason had a lovely day. Oh, this is aimed at Emma, obviously. And hope you and your son have a nice holidays and a few days out this week. Next couple of days are going to be brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. And fortunately, little Lemon, he really is he's a splendid little chap. And that's handy, isn't it? Imagine if he'd been an obnoxious little shit. That would have really made things awkward. But happily, he is very much not. Bless him. Oh dear. The hotel is nice, says Emma. Little Lemon is too excited to sleep, though, and he slept in the car for a bit, so that hasn't helped. He's confused that the man we were with today is now talking on my phone. Well, yeah, he would be. Tell him I'm famous. Tell him that I'm on television. He might be more impressed tomorrow. I tell you what, he's got a belting car seat. I had car seat envy. Now, when Little Miss's car seat. Now, the other kids, my original kids, Mrs. Boaty's kids that I raised, that I helped raise. Sorry, I think they must have been in the days before car seats and that sort of thing, because we certainly never bloody bothered with them. But Little Miss had a car seat, but it was just like a base, and there was just a base there, and the seatbelt went through it. You want to see Little Lemons? It's a full like racing Ricardo thing with a headrest and with twin cup holders and they're not even like. Jess had a cup holder, but it was just a hole in the seat, right? Little Lemons, he's got clippy in and outy cup holders on both sides. It's a right posh little car seat, it is. I'm jealous that I can't fit my fat ass into it. I'd love to sit in that. Oh, God. Tomato sauce with my steak tonight, says Mr. Paddy. New potato and peas. Oh, Andrew hopes that bastard. Yeah, well, he got a good hiding off me. God knows what happens afterwards. Oh, that's a good job, right? Little Lemon can't hear it. You've got an earpiece in. Very sensible. This would not be suitable for 4-year-olds' ears. As I say, Andrew, I'm no fan of violence, but God, I really enjoyed that. I really did. He was a horrible, horrible, horrible man. There's not much that will get me really angry. You can say pretty much anything you want to me, and you won't get much of a reaction. I've even been in situations where people have had a swing at me, and fine, let it go. I mean, just obviously avoid it. But yeah, I've literally been in situations where people have been fronting up, taking a swing, and I still haven't lost my rag. If you want to see me lose my rag, then uh, either have a go at my family or anybody that I cared about, and that's a bit different. Have a go at somebody who's vulnerable, um, especially when you're in a position where you're supposed to be looking out for them. That will get me every time. That will really, 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 that is guaranteed to make me to absolutely lose the plot. God, it's a long time ago now, but I'll never forget it. Couldn't do it now, of course. I'm an old man, but I could bloody well do it then. Anyway, oh God, Matron's still banging on about being pissed in Blackpool. Her and Neil have got a thing on. Yeah, Karen, absolutely, absolutely, utterly, utterly vile. Um, God, I was almost going to say something then, but it would be too. I daren't say it. It would be too controversial. It's an opinion that I hold, and I can't say it because it would be too controversial. But yeah, the people like that, that ex-policeman, just the worst of the worst of the worst. There's honestly nothing could be bad enough to happen to people like that. Now Neil's still going on about being drunk in. He did, Alan. He did. He really did. Oh God, he was awful. Uh, Karen says Barry got a cop locked up for exactly that. In fact, he had to use armed force. If you get my drift, good. I hope he put one in his kneecap. I mean, I presume it was somewhere well, if he got locked up, then I'm assuming he survived the process. So it was obviously somewhere non-pivotal. Andrew says one of my aunties was a psych nurse, and she was almost strangled by one of the patients. Yeah, it's scary stuff in the PICU. It really is. I mean, it's a long time ago that I did that work. A really long time ago. I mean, but I remember it quite vividly. Of course, you carry emergency doodahs, walkie-talkie, alarmy thingies. But yeah, it is really dangerous. I mean, you're locked in there as well, effectively, with some people, and it's a properly scary environment. I'll tell you something. I've just remembered it was the most moving thing that I think I've ever seen. Very personal thing, this. Hope you'll bear with me. So at the time I worked in the PICU, then It was before I was married, but I was living most of the time in Chesterfield with the artist formerly known as Mrs. Boaty. And I was doing some work at the day hospital that Mrs. Boaty at that time ran before she was really heftily promoted up the old greasy ladder thing, whatever it's called. And when I was with her in the day hospital, we had a lovely day patient on the early dementia course, and she was a lovely Indian lady, absolutely very lovely high caste Indian lady. And unexpectedly, when I was there, and I remembered her, and unexpectedly she was sectioned, and she came into Piku when I was working in Piku, and I don't remember much about that. I've just got this one vivid memory of a mealtime, and meal times were like pandemonium, like unbelievable, indescribable. Honestly, they were indescribable. And all I can remember, it made me cry. It literally made me cry because this Indian lady had more dignity and decorum than any other human being I can recall. She was not arrogant or haughty or anything like that. She just had an innate and natural dignity that I remembered. And then suddenly she was in Piku, and I can't remember why. I can't remember why she was sectioned. All I can remember is that there was this mad mealtime, and in the middle of all of the melee and madness, there's this lovely Indian lady calmly eating her meal with the most impeccable manners, as if she was dining on the royal yacht with the late Queen and the late Queen Mother. And I just remember being incredibly moved by this. I'm not sure why. Something might have triggered me emotionally that day. I just found it incredibly moving that somebody should find themselves in that environment, which must have been the most hideously alien environment to her that anybody could possibly imagine. And I don't know how to put it into words. Just this elderly, frail, but incredibly dignified lady sitting there eating a meal with the utmost decorum while there's all of this madness going on around her. And I just thought that it was, I can't remember exactly what I thought, but I'll never ever lose that picture from my mind. I don't know whether it was sadness that she should end up in that situation, or whether there's just something so wrong that somebody would be, that a thing like that was allowed to exist, where there were such disparate types of people. Maybe that was it. Maybe I just thought it was so wrong that whatever the issues were, that somebody should be put into an environment that would be so disrupting to them. Or I don't know, maybe it was the opposite. Maybe I found it in some way relieving or something, that in the middle of all this madness there would be one little oasis of sanity. I don't know what it is. I probably need to go into therapy to understand what the effect that had on me, but it was it was a very real thing. And looking back, I think that probably factored into the reasons why I knew that I had to leave. It was all very difficult. It was all very difficult. And some of the train staff as well. Some of the actual nursing staff I had issues with as well. It was the flippancy. I suppose it was because they're there every day and they've become inured to it. And obviously, at the beginning of every shift, you'd have a handover where the team from the previous shift would hand over to you the current shift, and they'd run through patient by patient by patient. And some of the offhand flippancy I found inappropriate. Again, a very particular memory. One particular patient, and it was just brushed off with one comment, "Oh, mad as a box of frogs as usual." And I don't know. I don't know. It just didn't quite sit right. You know, didn't quite sit right, because I don't think anybody was in that place of their own volition. They might have been in there because of acts that they'd committed, but, and this is verging on the thing that I wanted to say, but I daren't say it and I won't say it. I don't, having been around mental health issues all of my adult life, either voluntarily or professionally, because of course my mother and my wife were so heavily involved. I don't know how to put this in words. I don't hold individuals morally responsible for actions that they take when they are mentally ill. I understand that they need to be actioned, but I don't hold them morally responsible, if that makes sense to anybody. The moral responsibility I put on the illness. I don't put it on the person. As far as I'm concerned, they are victims of an illness. Although their illness means that they might create victims due to their actions. It's, God, probably far too late and the wrong time to be getting into this. So let's move away from that. Let's get back to your comments. And remember, I am going to start off at midnight, because happiest of happy things, I'm going to get off. I'm going to get myself some supper. And tonight, if you're interested, it's going to be my homemade Chinese chicken curry. Oh, excuse me. With fried rice. And then I'm going to get myself off to bed, set my alarm, hopefully get up, have something reasonably decent for breakfast. Haven't decided what yet. I've got a sausage in the freezer, so I'll get that out to defrost. I've got 3 rashers of bacon. I've got a bun or some slices of bread in the freezer, so I could have a sausage and bacon roll. I've got 1 egg left in the fridge. I think it's is it 1 egg I've got left or 2? Oh, just the 1. I've got an egg in the fridge. I've got hash browns in the freezer. I could have a full breakfast, darlings. I could have sausage, bacon, hash brown, egg. I've got some baked beans in the cupboard. So if I woke up early enough, I could have a full breakfast, or I could have a breakfast bap. I'll decide that later. Anyway, stop talking about breakfast. Get on with the comments. God almighty, they don't want to hear you whittering on all night. Does this mean that the little lemon is the great cornholier? Basically, yes. Sherry says, now I know why you didn't read my whole comment. Emma isn't there. She's not. Will we see videos of today? Some, not many. What is the name of the park you went to? I want to look it up. Is it Gulliver's World? No, Sherry. Where we went today was Great Yarmouth Pleasure Beach. Tomorrow we're going to Gulliver's Kingdom in Matlock Bath. So do look those up. I might put some links in the Facebook group if I remember and get time. So today was Great Yarmouth Pleasure Beach. Tomorrow is Gulliver's Kingdom, Matlock Bath. There are a few Gullivers around the UK. We're going to Gulliver's Kingdom, Matlock Bath. And then on Wednesday, we are doing the Heights of Abraham, which again is Matlock Bath. There's some video from today, but not much. The journey down was too boring, so there are just a couple of clips. There are some clips of the journey back, and there's one or two clips in the park. I didn't film much because, because of privacy, to be honest. Obviously, it's one thing putting me on YouTube. It's another thing putting Emma. But Little Lemon, yeah, we can't be plastering him all over. So there's not much footage of today, but there's going to be a little bit. And what I'm planning to do, because again, tomorrow, I'm going to film tomorrow. And hopefully I'm going to film quite a bit tomorrow because I love Gulliver's and I want to share it with you. But I'm not going to be putting Little Lemon on there. You can hear his voice in today's video, but I'm not going to be plastering his face all over there for very obvious reasons. So that might curtail the footage from tomorrow and indeed Wednesday. So what I'm planning to do, depending on how the filming goes, is I'm planning to put out a video on Thursday or Friday, which will be like a combined daily diary. So it'll be Monday, Tuesday and Wednesday, all in one video. So you will definitely see bits and there will definitely be footage, and I'm definitely hoping to get more footage tomorrow and Wednesday than I did today. I just need to be careful to keep Little Lemon out of there. I genuinely love Gulliver's, so you're going to get, at the very least, you're going to get the chairlift because that's the best bet. But I'll be filming everything that I can. And again, you know, the other thing is that we're having fun. We're having fun, and sometimes having fun is more important than getting the footage. But equally, we do want to share it with you. So there's always going to be some. And we've been discussing, can't say too much, but we've been discussing a potential new joint project. And if it happens, oh my God, you lot are going to love it. And so are we. Watch this space, darlings. Oh dear. Lovely, says Peter P. He will always associate you with bunghole. Uncle Bunghole, says Andrew. More like Uncle Fester, says Neil. Tracy's Tracy's howling at OMFG, she says. She's howling at Uncle Bunghole. Once he heard that one word once, he couldn't stop saying it. And because he couldn't stop saying it, I couldn't stop saying it. And then Emma couldn't stop saying it. And before you know it, we're just in a Rover 25, rocking down the road at 60 miles an hour, going, bunghole. I need TP for my bunghole. I would hate for my bungholio to get polio. So anyway, it distracted him from the fact that the poor little sod had been sitting in the back of a Rover 25 for 4 hours. So he did get a McDonald's Happy Meal though. And I had a McDonald's burger. So, you know, and Emma had a wrap. And that's a wrap. I'll give him a bell at 5:30 a.m. to give him a reminder, says Neil. Yeah, thanks, Neil. Emma's having a laugh at Uncle Bunghole. Oh, that's going to be it now, isn't it? I'm going to be Uncle Bunghole. Uncle Bunghole. That's the thing with kids. Kids have got a part of their memory that are like that women have got as well. They remember the one thing that you don't want them to remember, and then they never, ever, ever forget it. It's like with Jess, little miss. There was one night when she stayed up really late. We were having a good night, And for the first and only time, she saw me after I'd had a drink. And God Almighty, she absolutely never forgot it. Never forgot it. And she raised it at the most inappropriate times. We'd be visiting relatives and, oh my God, do you remember the time that you were drunk, Jason? I mean, it was really good fun. It was really good fun. And, but kids, they just, something like that. And the bunghole thing in the back of the car, it never gets forgotten and it'll come out at the most inappropriate time. He'll go to school or something and it'll be, well, what did you do over the summer holidays? I went to the car with the great cornholio and he showed me his bunghole, something like that, Oh, God. That's going to stick, says Peter P. Oh, dear. Oh, God, no. Them bloody moles make big potholes, says Andrew. How about voles, says Peter P. Or ferrets, says Andrew. Emma says, sod potholes, there's a bloody mole in my bunghole. Have you got TP, Emma, says Peter P. Exploring with Ben and Sam says, whoa, what gem of a live stream did I just randomly find? Well, you found us exploring with Ben and Sam, and we're having what isn't our normal Monday night, and probably makes no sense to anybody else. But we're this is the inner sanctum of a community, and we meet up every night, and we have a jolly good time together. And tonight's a really weird one because it's completely not as usual. Things are happening, and so this probably won't make any sense to you whatsoever. But do stay. You might enjoy it. You never know. He's always behind with comments, says Matron, so please don't think he's ignoring you. It's the best live stream, says Andrew. It's good here, says Emma. Oh, Sarah Parsons is here, the lovely Sarah. I've been on the Grand National at Blackpool. It's brilliant. Well, I added it's brilliant, but it really is brilliant. I love the Grand National. And the Grand National is unique, darlings, because the Grand National is the only racing coaster, as they're known. In other words, you have two cars on parallel tracks at the same time. It's the only racing coaster left in the world. So it's an important thing. It's a very important thing, and it's great fun to ride. And yeah, I need to do it. Maybe I should think about what to do in September. Oh, excuse me. Some adventures to have before autumn well and truly kicks in. Oh, excuse me. The Blackpool illuminations are there over the winter. Good point. Yeah, haven't done that for a while. Exploring with Ben and Sam says, must have popped up as I was in the UK for work recently at our company headquarters. And Matron says, I've subbed. I know a couple of people who would love your channel, Exploring with Ben and Sam. So, right, well, I should probably have a look at that as well. I might like it. Peachy says, I went on a wooden roller coaster in Wales years ago. Well, that might have been it. It might have been Megaphobia at Oakwood Park. Brilliant wooden roller coaster. Definitely my favourite in the UK. My favourite in Europe is Tonnerre de Zeus, which is at Parc Asterix, just outside Paris. Diddly-doo. Diddly-doo. Peachy says, Matron, you were so funny in last Monday's video. Everybody's subbing to Exploring with Ben and Sam. It must be an excellent channel, so I better have a look at it when I finish this, haven't I? Yeah, Matron was funny in last week's live stream, and do have a look. Go to Matron's channel. This is the Greenwood, and have a look at her behind the scenes video from last Monday. It's all the things that I hoped wouldn't be on there. I've got no privacy, darlings. I've got no secrecy anymore. The things that I think are happening off camera, all I've got to do is go over here, right? And I can scratch my ass, I can pick my nose, I can do what I can I can clutch my little tinkle in an excited manner. And I think I'm safe, but I'm not anymore because I go to bed at 3 o'clock in the morning and there's an M11 there videoing me. I go over there to do something off camera and I've got Matron filming me. Honestly, it's like being constantly chased by the paparazzi. Oh, right. Okay. Okay. Sorry, just got a ping there. Right, and it has gone midnight, so do start saying your good nights, darlings. Oh, lots of channels are being promoted at the moment. Oh dear. Anyone else need a channel shout out? Says Andrew. This is the place for it. Oh, thank you, Emma. Please like and subscribe to me, the poor sod doing this bloody live stream. Yeah, I mean, other channels are available, but so is this one, darlings. Me here. Click the like button. Hit subscribe if you haven't already. Okay. Holly says, Boaty, I was washing up and couldn't hear. Sorry, are you a psychiatrist now that doesn't work in the NHS? No. No, Holly, no. I was a psychiatric nurse, not a psychiatrist. And I definitely don't work in the NHS anymore. Oh, Peachy, a place called Oakwood in Wales. Yes, that is the one. That is the one. I think Boaty knows it, says Emma. Know it. I used to be there every week. When I was married and we had the weekend and holiday cottage in Wales, we would spend every weekend in South Wales, and pretty much every weekend we would go to Oakwood Park. And we would spend most of the day on that wooden roller coaster on Megaphobia because we loved it. We would ride it 20, 30, 40 times during the day that we were there. Andrew sub to Ben and Sam now. My God, everybody. Dear me. Oh, well, I really must have a look at this. Ah, in the hand. He won't be holding a knife to anyone. Well done. Yeah, I actually approve of that. Don't tell anyone. Yes, Holly, I'm not going to read that one out, my lovely, but yeah, you're absolutely correct. Absolutely correct. Drink refill time. Have a live later myself, but can't get too hammered though, says Ben and Sam. Well, exploring with Ben and Sam. I'm looking forward to having a look at your channel, actually. Everybody's getting very excited about it. So I will definitely check that out. Oh God, everybody's going to ring me, and everybody's going to be ringing me in the morning. Tricky chap's mine, says Andrew. Don't burn your sausage. I'll try not to. Yeah, don't. Emma's telling everybody not to delay me. The plan is that I'm going to collect Emma and Little Lemon at 10 a.m. tomorrow. God, and I'm looking at the clock now and it's bloody gone midnight. That's in 10 hours' time, isn't it? So at somehow in the next 10 hours, I've got to fit in at least one shower, possibly two, cooking and eating supper, cooking and eating breakfast, sleeping and finishing off this bottle of wine. What are the chances? I'm the man that could make it happen. I'm going to try my best, and I'm going to bugger off very shortly. Oh yeah, the small jam packets have been planned. Emma's been banging on about that all day. He won't need a call, says Emma. He has an alarm and he's always up early whenever I've been there. He's not as lazy as you all seem to think. Holly, my rucksack is kind of already packed. This, for those who haven't met it, this, darlings, this is my lovely battered leather rucksack. My mother bought me this rucksack when I was something like 19 years old, something like that. And that rucksack has been with me literally around the world. That rucksack has been with me around 5 continents, and it's still going strong, and I adore it. It's one of my most treasured possessions. I absolutely, seriously, and I can even tell you where this was bought. This was bought in Torquay by my mother. It was stupidly expensive. I would never have spent this much money on it, but my God, it lasted the years. Look at it. It's in splendid nick. All of the zips still work, and I still use it for my days out or for trips away. And as I say, that's been my companion all around the world. That has been in some seriously dodgy places, darlings, let me tell you. But it's pretty much already packed, Holly. So I just need to I'll pop the gimbal out and pop that on charge so that can be popped back in, but otherwise it's all ready to go for the morning. Emma says, hurrah for our potential exciting secret joint project. A bloody big hurrah for it. Now then. It's too exciting. It's just too exciting. It's going to be, if it happens, darlings, then it's going to be a game changer. It really is going to be a game changer. And I promise you, you lot will love it. You lot will get right on board. And there will be the opportunity for pretty much each and every one of you to actually become involved, literally. So, yeah, possibly, potentially, exciting times ahead. In fact, I'm pretty sure that one way or another, it's going to happen. Whether I make it happen, or whether Emma makes it happen, or whether between us we make it happen, I'm pretty sure it's going to happen. It's just going to be a question of when, because there are numerous other factors that weigh in and out. But it's too exciting for it not to happen one way or another. One way or another, it's going to happen. Anyway, there we are. That's enough about that. I mean, this is all eating into my eating supper and going to bed time. Have a great time tomorrow, says Peachy. Look forward to the videos. Thank you. And now everybody's starting to say goodnight. Oh, little Lemon is now asleep, says Emma. The normal Monday night doesn't make much sense either, says Peter P. And that's actually a fair point. Exploring with Ben and Sam says September is a busy month on this side of the pond. College football season. Oh, you're the other side of the heading pond, are you? You're one of our United States of American chums. I enjoy chatting with my American chums. I lived in America twice, and I enjoy kind of holding on to a connection with it. The behind the scenes video, says Andrew, and just laughs helplessly. Quite right. Thanks and good night, also Stratospherian. And oh yeah, everybody's saying good night. Everybody's saying good night. Everybody's saying good night. Holly, thank you. Yeah, yeah. I don't blame me either. And I agree. In fact, I agree with a lot of things that you say, Holly. I agree with a lot of things that you say. Uh, God. Oh, God. They're talking about the behind the scenes video. Emma enjoyed the moob action. Andrew says that was brilliant, Emma. A new game gets the moob size. Oh, dear, oh, dear, oh, dear. Okay, darlings. Right. Reaching the end of the comments now. I am going to bugger off, as I said. Exciting times ahead. I'm going to be back tomorrow night, darlings. Normal time tomorrow, 11 o'clock. We're doing Gulliver's. I will drop Emma and Little Lemon back to the hotel. I will go to work. And then there's going to be a live stream tomorrow night. Again, I need to be sensible with it because on Wednesday, I need to be up early again. Just before I go, darlings, um, I just want I want to send a bit of love out to Jimmy, Mighty Quinn, and I would like you to do it too. Quite honestly, if you would be so very kind. Jimmy is Jimmy's just a lovely guy. And for as long as I can remember, I honestly can't remember when Jimmy first came on my scene. In my mind, he's pretty much been on my channel since day one, and he's been just so incredibly supportive. He comments on every single video to help the algorithm. He's here in every single live stream. He's normally the first to comment. He always leaves the old thumbs up and encourages others to do the same. He's a channel member. He's just been incredibly supportive in every way, shape, or form, and he's been a massive support to the community as well, because any anybody within the community who also has a YouTube channel or who starts one, he does exactly the same with them. He will watch their videos, he'll comment on every one, he'll like them, he'll do everything to help the algorithm, and he's just and I also know that quite aside from the YouTube thing, I know that he and his wife do a lot of really good work locally in their community. He doesn't shout about it, not by any manner of means, but he does it, and so does his wife. And I would just like to say that, Jimmy, I'm really, really grateful to you. Thank you so much. And I know that many other people are grateful as well. And I'm told, I'm not going to give away any secrets, but I'm told that I don't know the details, but that a little bit of love sent your way would be a good thing. So I'm sending you all of the love in the world. Thank you so much for everything. Thank you for being such a massive part of the community. And hope you and yours are all right. And if anything is not as good as it could be at the moment, I hope that it soon is as good as it should be. There we go. So yeah, bit of love sent there, and I'm going to send all the love in the world out to the rest of you as well. Thank you for being with me tonight. Thank you for bearing with while everything's been a little bit mad. Thank you for all of your love and support and and everything from me and Emma and Little Lemon as we have these little mini adventures. And it's honestly, it's a privilege to be able to share it with you guys and to share in everything that you guys are going through. And I'm sorry that it's been a relatively short one tonight, but I'm sure you understand. I really do need to be at least semi-sensible, but I'm going to get all the footage that I possibly can tomorrow at Gulliver's. It's going to be amazing. Oh, excuse me. I really can't wait. The rides at Gulliver's are children's rides. They're a lot gentler. I should be able to film a lot more. So, hey, there we go. Okay, stop talking, get off, get supper, go to bed. That's the plan. It's 20 past. I should have gone 20 minutes ago. Okay, right. Much love to you all. Wish you all a safe and peaceful night. Hope you all have the best day that you possibly can tomorrow. Take every little bit of joy from wherever you can find it, and take care of yourselves and take care of those who you love and who love you. And I will see you hopefully back here, same time, same place, 11 o'clock here tomorrow night. And then it will, of course, be Tuesday night live. So there we are. There we are. Much love from me and Emma and Little Lemon and Matron and Jimmy and all of you. I can't get through all the names, but you mean the world to me, and you're all amazing for each other. And I'm just so grateful to you all for being there and for literally changing my life and other lives as well. It's a really lovely thing, and so many people are just, life is better with you lot and this. Stop whiffling. Much love from me. See you tomorrow night. For you and indeed, bosh.